Welcome to this new one-shot video of Parabola. In this one-shot video, we are going to systematically start with weightage of Parabola in JEE Mains. Then we are going to move towards the actual JEE syllabus of Parabola. Then we are going to see what is the mind map of this chapter and what is the detailing of that syllabus. Then we are going to systematically move into 11 types of problems on Parabola. Since there were huge syllabus changes last year, I am not expecting any syllabus change this year. But that leaves a scope for a lot of discussion of new problems that can be asked in terms of the limited syllabus. So in order to help you out, I have also included some predictive questions along with JEE PYQs in order to help you out. So without any further delay, let us start with it. So the weightage of Parabola is not as such. What you have is a weightage of conic sections. You usually find one or two questions from conic sections in the exam, and this one or two questions can be either from parabola, ellipse or hyperbola. If I move towards the syllabus changes, you can clearly see that there was huge syllabus change. Last year, the tangency part was removed, but there were still basic questions based on condition of tangency, point of tangency, pair of tangents. So I have tried and covered those areas also as a part of this one-shot video. If I move towards the mind map, this is something that is very peculiar and you should try and remember. Whenever we are doing any conic section, there is a coherent structure into it. I have seen students preparing this topic without any sense of structure. So first thing that you should put into your mind is nothing but the structure of the topic. Parabola, when we start the discussion, we'll start with the idea of pure conic. That would mean we'll look into the conditions of something becoming a conic section, the definition part, then we'll move into systematically the standard equation that can be there. We'll move into the translated equations, parametric equations, oblique cases, and then the elements of parabola. So once we have done this much, we move towards the interaction with a point and a parabola. So point can be inside the parabola, on the parabola, outside the parabola. Then we move towards the idea of line. So in line there are two important things now based on current syllabus. The first thing would be nothing but condition of tangency. The second thing would be nothing but equation of tangent. I think we should at least know this much. And if you want to do a little bit more, I think the pair of tangents cases. So there are 5 to 4 to 5 and 6 to 7 depending on what kind of conic section we are dealing with. Pair of tangent cases that we should also ideally know if not covered in very detail, because there were questions on that idea. Then there are the cases of chords. So we have chord bisected, chord of contact, all those chords are there. So chord bisected is the important one that on which the questions are asked in the exam. Once you have done that, conic-conic interaction would include questions based on parabola and circle. So it is highly recommended that you go through the one-shot video of circles before going into the discussion of parabola. And in miscellaneous ideas, we have this idea of reflection, on which questions have been asked last year and is expected to be asked this year also. Moving forward, these are the 11 problem types. You can go over the themes of these types. I am going to cover in detail one by one. And this discussion once done, you will get a very good idea what kind of questions will be asked in this year's JEE Mains paper. So let us start with type 1 problem, that is nothing but equation of parabola in standard form. Now, equation of, let us do the basic equations, is nothing but y. There are 4 cases, y square is equal to 4x. This is the equation of y square equal to 4x. In this case, the focus lies at a comma 0. This point where the directrix passes is nothing but minus a comma 0. This is the vertex. This is at 0 comma 0. If I want to write the equation of directrix, it comes out to be x equal to minus a. If I want to write the equation of axis, it is y equal to 0. Two more important terms are there. There is something known as double ordinate. It is a chord perpendicular to the axis. There is something also known as focal chord, a chord passing through the focus. If you have a combination of both of these, we get something known as nothing but lattice rectum. Lattice rectum will come with two more results. One is extremities of lattice rectum, that is a comma 2a, and then a comma minus 2a, and length of lattice rectum, that is very important, that is 4a. If you closely observe, if you are writing equation y square is equal to 4ax, this quantity that is written here is length of lattice rectum. Now if I want to get the equation of the another standard case, that is y square equal to minus 4x, all you need to do is in all the cases that you are getting, replace x by minus x. So for example, in the earlier case, the equation of the directrix was x equal to minus a. If I want to result in this new context, all I am going to do is replace this x by minus x. So you will get the result in the new format. So you don't need to remember any of the results. Just remember this graphical transformation and it will do the trick done. In this case also, you can see that what we have done is we have replaced x and y in the equation. So that is also going to happen. If I replace x and y everywhere in all the results, we will get the answer for this parabola. So again, taking the same example, if we had equation as x equal to minus a in the first case, in this case the answer is going to become y is equal to minus a because we have replaced or interchanged x and y. Moving forward, you have this case. Now here we will do two different things. In the initial equation, we will replace x by y and y by x, and more importantly, after doing this, we will replace y by minus y. If I do this, I get my answer. So in context of what we were doing earlier, if I write the equation of directrix, it was x equal to minus a. In this context, I will have to do two things: replace y, x by y, and then y by minus y. So this is what I get. The answer will become y is equal to a. Now we can do all of these things geometrically by observing also and using graphical transformation also. Whatever seems more feasible is a good idea. There is no hard and fast rule, but I have seen that this is easier to do for most of the students. Moving forward, we have this 2020 question. Question says that the area of an equilateral triangle inscribed in the parabola y square is equal to 8x with one of its vertices on the vertex of the parabola. Now this is a very famous question, has been asked multiple times in multiple contexts. So let us see this question. Question says that you have a parabola and you can see that the equation of the parabola is given as standard parabola of the first type. We will draw this as like this. Now there is an equilateral triangle with one of the vertex at the vertex like this. So now if you carefully observe, this will be symmetric. The whole angle will be 60 degree. Half will become 30 degree. So we have this angle as 30 degree. If I consider the length of the side as a, half will become a by 2. So you can see that now we have got a right angle triangle. So we can find this base as well. So in this triangle only, if I apply tan of 30 degree, if this I consider as x, it would be nothing but a by 2 by x. So this comes out to be root 3 a by 2. Now you can see that on this conic, you will have this point as nothing but root 3 a by 2 comma a by 2. In the next step, we are going to substitute this in the equation of the parabola, that is y square is equal to 8x. And if I do so, this becomes nothing but a square by 4. This becomes 8 into root 3 a by 2. Once I do this, you can see that this will get cancelled out. A will also get cancelled out. And the value of a becomes nothing but 16 times root 3. In the third part, what they are asking is nothing but the area of the equilateral triangle. So area of equilateral triangle is always root 3 by 4a square. Substitute the value here. So this becomes root 3 by 4 into 16 square into 3. If I simplify this 16, this is 4 into 16 into 3 into root 3. If I do this, this will be 12 into 16 into root 3. Do the calculation and get the answer. What you are going to get is nothing but option D. If I look into this 2023 question says that the midpoints of the three sides of the triangle are given to you. Now in this case, if I want to find the vertices of the triangle, it is easy because the points are given in such a manner that you can predict the triangle. So one point is given as 0, 1. Another is given as 1, 1. And another is given as nothing but 1, 0. So these are the midpoints. So if you want to draw the triangle, your actual triangle will have sides here. Then this point will become midpoint, then here. So it will automatically satisfy, the observation becomes quite strong. you might be able to observe the triangle quite fast. If you are unable to observe, I will tell you how to approach it. So if you do this now, you can see that this will become 0, 2. This will become 0, 0. This will become 2, 0. Now, if you lack this kind of imagination ability, I will highly recommend you that what you could have done is taken the vertices as nothing but x1, y1, x2, y2, x3, y3. The midpoint is given as nothing but 0, 1, 1, 1, and 1, 0. Now what you could have done is applied x1 plus x2 by 2. This would be 0. Another thing would be, again, let me write in terms of x, similar can be done in terms of y. From the second part, x2 plus x3 by 2, that becomes 1. And finally, x1 plus x3 by 2, this becomes 1. Once you have done this, now you have got the value of x1 plus x2 from the first part. You have got the value of x2 plus x3 from the second part, and x1 plus x3 from the third part. We can add them up. So I am going to get x1 plus x2 plus x3. This will be equal to nothing but 4. So from here we have got the value of x1 plus x2 plus x3, that comes out to be 2. If you take this and subtract, you will get the value of all the things. So x3 will become 0. So if I, from here, you will be able to get the value of x3 will become 0. If I take this and then subtract, I will get the value of x1. So x1 is also 0. And if I take this and subtract, you will get the value of x2, it is equal to 2. So like this you can also do for y and get all the vertices. But the geometry was so simple, it was very easy to predict. Now moving forward, in this same question, what they are asking is to find the incenter of this triangle. Now for incenter, we have a formula. So if I take this as A, this is B, and this is C. For incenter, the formula goes like this. It is AX1 plus BX2 plus C by A plus B plus C by A plus B plus C. And you can see that ABC are nothing but the side opposite to the vertices I have already marked in the diagram. Once you look into this, let us figure out. Now A is nothing but 2 root 2 in this case. X1 is 0. B is nothing but 2. X2 is 2. And this is also 2 and 0. And if I write, this becomes 2 root 2 plus 2 plus 2. Similarly, here you can see that this is 2 root 2. But Y1 is also 0. This is 2. But Y2 is 0. The second, this is nothing but 2. This is 2. Divided by 2 root 2 plus 2 plus 2. So if you simplify this, let us see what do we get. So what are we getting in the numerator is nothing but 4. And the denominator is nothing but 4 plus 2 root 2. Similarly, 4 by 4 plus 2 root 2. Now this is what we have got as point D. If you want, you can simplify this. This can be cancelled out. This can be cancelled out. So once you have got this point, there comes the next part, that this point, the parabola is passing through it. If parabola passes through it, in the third part, y square is equal to 4x. We will be able to get the value of A. And A, 0 will become focus that is asked in the question. If I satisfy, this becomes nothing but 2 by 2 plus root 2 ka whole square is equal to 4 times 2 by 2 plus root 2. This will get cancelled out. And if I simplify, you can see that A comes out to be nothing but 1 by 2 times 2 plus root 2. And if I rationalize this, this will be equal to nothing but 2 minus root 2. This will become 2 into 4 minus 2. So it is nothing but 2 minus root 2 by 4. Now we have got the value of A. The next part is very simple. Write the value of focus using A, 0 and get the value of alpha and beta, substitute and get the final answer. In this type 2 problem, we are going to deal with shifted parabolas. Now shifted parabolas or translated parabolas are the ones in which the axis is little bit shifted. So if you want to solve the question, all the results will remain same. Just remember this, if you want to write the equation of a parabola and its elements that looks like this, all you need to do is in the standard one, in all the results, replace x by x minus x1. and replace y by y minus y1. This is in line with the concept of shifting of origin. So for example, if you are writing the equation of directrix earlier as this, now it will become x minus x1 is equal to minus a, and from here you will get the answer. So by doing this small transformation you can get all the results. You don't need to remember anything, but if you understand the geometry, it is always better because it can help you visualize things better. Having said that, this can be also applied to all the 4 forms. So you can do this for all the 4 forms and get the answer corresponding to all the forms. Also, this can be applied to all the equations of tangents, chord, etc. that we are going to see. So one very important skill that every student should have is to remember equation for y square is equal to 4x and write equations corresponding to all other parabolas using that one, using transformations. Because if you can do this, you will see that a lot of questions can be solved very fast. Moving further, there is this 2019 question that says that axis of the parabola lies along the x-axis. Let us keep drawing small diagram in order to do it. So now we can see the axis along the x-axis. If it is vertex and focus are 2 and 4 distance respectively from the origin, this point will become nothing but 2, 0. This becomes 4, 0. You have already mentioned that they are on the positive direction of x-axis. Then which of the points does not lie on it? So the steps are going to be, first we are going to write the equation. You can see that if I draw my parabola, it is going to look like this. So it is a shifted one and the vertex is shifted to a point 2, 0. So the answer is going to be y minus y1 whole square is equal to 4ax minus x1. You can see that what I require in order to write this equation is nothing but x1 by 1 that I have got from here. So y minus 0 whole square, and then I will require a. So a is nothing but distance between vertex and focus. So that is also sorted out, that becomes 2. And then x minus x1, that will also become 2. You have got the equation of the parabola. You can satisfy these 4 options and check which comes out to be true. Based on the answer provided to me, the answer C satisfied. So let us check just for the C part. The second part I am going to satisfy 8, 6 and check it. So this will become 6 square should be equal to 8 times x minus 2 will become nothing but 8 minus 2. So let us see whether it satisfies or not. So this is 36. This is 8 into 6. This becomes nothing but 48. So it is not satisfying. The answer that we get is nothing but 36 is not equal to. And this is correct. Why? Because what they are asking is which does not lie. So does not lie it should not satisfy. So it is a correct answer. Here this 2019 question says that the area of the triangle whose one vertex is at the vertex of the parabola, and they have given this a shifted parabola. The other 2 vertices are on the point of intersection of parabola and the y-axis is 250. Let us try and draw the diagram first. So if I try and draw the diagram, what is happening here is you have y square plus. So if you write y square plus 4 times x minus a square equal to 0, what is going to happen? Now in this case, it is going to become y square is equal to minus 4 times x minus a square. You can see that this mimics the pattern of y square is equal to minus 4ax. This is very visible. Instead of y, what we have just done is, instead of y, we are writing y minus y1. Even here that is not written. In place of x, we are writing x minus x. Once I have done this, I can compare both of these equations to get the value of x1, y1. So x1 comes out to be a square and y1 comes out to be 0. If I mark this point, it is going to be a point here. That is a square comma 0. And my curve is going to be in the pattern of y square is equal to minus 4x. So it is going to go like this. Now what they are talking about in the next part. So this was my first part. In the second part, what they are talking about is a triangle with these 2 points and this vertices. So they are talking about this triangle. Area of this triangle. So if I put x equal to 0, the value of y corresponding to that would be nothing but 4a square. Y square is equal to, and corresponding the value of y comes out to be plus minus 2a. So this is what we are getting to. This point is 0, 2a and this point is 0, minus 2a. Now I have to find the area of this triangle, and that is extremely simple. Half of base into height. So in the third step, we can apply area of triangle will be half of base. So base, let us consider this is nothing but 4a into height will become a square. Fundamentally what they want us to find is the value of 2a cube. If I can get this, I will be able to do the question. Now in order to get this, what they have done is they have already told us that the area is 250 units. So this, let us equate this to 250. So A cube will become equal to 125 and correspondingly A comes out to be 5. Now let us check the options. So you can see that the B option matches. Now in this 2023 question says that these are the two parabolas that are given to me intersect on the line y is equal to 1. What is the relation between A, B, C, D, E, F so that A, B, C are in GP? So whenever somebody says that A, B, C are in GP, it will make sense in the step 1 to consider A as nothing but the first term, B we can write as nothing but AR, and C also we can write as AR square. This is the first logical step to take. Now what they are saying is this we can replace here. So my first equation will become like this: AX square plus 2ARX plus AR square y is equal to 0. So A if I cancel out, so becomes x square plus 2rx is equal to 0. Now once you have this, what they are saying, this passes through y equal to 1, and this also passes through y equal to 1. So in the next part, let us see what we can do. If I satisfy y equal to 1 here, the values of x corresponding to this will be this, and you can see that this becomes a perfect square. So x plus r whole square is equal to 0. So x comes out to be equal to minus r. So what we can see is this curve is touching, because both the roots are coming out to be same, so it is touching the line y is equal to 1. Now in the third step, once you have done that, we are going to get our answer. Once you have got this point, let us satisfy in the next part, because this is also going to follow the same pattern. What I can do is, I can put x as nothing but minus r, and I can put y equal to 1, this is going to satisfy. So if I put it here, this becomes dr square plus 2e times minus r plus f is equal to 0. So you can see that dr square plus f is equal to 2er. If you look into this, if you divide this by ar square, this will become d by a plus f by ar square. This will be equal to twice of e by ar. You can see that now this term we can write as a only, this, and this will become nothing but twice of e by b. So clearly from here you can observe that d by a, e by b and f by c are in AP, because we are satisfying the condition of arithmetic progression. A plus c is equal to 2. Now let us look into this 2023 question. Question is a very interesting question. They are talking about a parabola whose focus is at minus 1 by 2 comma 0 and directrix is at minus 1 by 2. So if I draw, you can see that this point is the focus, that is minus 1 by 2 comma 0. This is my directrix. So this line is y is equal to minus 1 by 2. So you can see that if I have to draw my curve, it is an example of a translated or a shifted parabola. It is going to be like this. This point is going to be the midpoint of this S, and let us say that this R. So this will become my vertex V. Now this R is very easy to find. It is nothing but minus 1 by 2 comma minus 1 by 2. So this midpoint of this R V is going to become nothing but minus 1 by 2 comma minus 1 by 2. Now once you have figured out this, how to write the equation, you can see that the shape of this curve comes from x square is equal to 4ay. So corresponding to that, if I want to write it a shifted parabola, I will replace x by x1, x minus x1, y by y minus y1. Once I have done that, now you can see that all I require is these values. So if I put the values x1, so this vertex will give me x1 comma y1. So it will become x plus 1 by 2 whole square. This will become 4 times. Distance between these 2 points is nothing but a. So this also becomes 1 by 4. And this becomes y plus 1 by 2. 1 by 4. Once we have done this, this will get cancelled out. And if I simplify this, this becomes x square plus x plus 1 by 4 is equal to y plus 1 by 4. 1 by 4 will get cancelled out. So you can see that you have got the equation of the curve. This comes out to be y is equal to x square plus x. This is what they have given to us. In the second part, now they are saying you take this and put it inside this function. You can see that from here they have generated a question that is primarily a question of inverse trigonometry. We'll have to enter into the inverse trigonometry in the second part. So if I want to write this, let us simplify what they are trying to say. Tan inverse of root of fx, so that will become x square plus x, plus sine inverse of root of x square plus x plus 1. This is given to us, and they are saying that this is equal to pi by 2. See, now this is going to become pi by 2. So what we can do is we can take either one on the other side. So I am taking this, I am keeping intact on this side, and I am taking the other one on the other side. So pi by 2 minus sine inverse of root x square plus x plus 1. We have a property, this will become cos inverse of root of x square plus x plus 1. See, once you have got this, this becomes a question of interconversion. Either of the ways we can do it. So what I can do is I can take cos on both the sides. So this will become cos of tan inverse root of x square plus x. This will become root of x square plus x plus 1, because cos of cos inverse x is always x. Once you have this, in order to solve this, this is a question based on interconversion. Interconversion in ITF. So you can see that there was a small part that consisted of parabola. Now we have entered into the zone of ITF. If I want to do this question, all I need to do is take tan inverse root of x square plus x is theta. So corresponding to this, you will get the value of tan theta. That is nothing but root of x square plus x. Now if I look into this expression, this will become cos theta. So I need to get the value of cos theta from here. So for that I will make a small triangle. This is theta. This is root of x square plus x. This is 1. If I want to write this, this will become root of sum of squares. So will become x square plus x plus 1. Once you have got this, the value of cos theta will become 1 upon root of x square plus x plus 1. Now once you have got this, let us put it here in this equation. And if we put it here, let us see what do we get. So by substituting, this is 1 by root of x square plus x plus 1. This is root of x square plus x plus 1. Cross multiplication, this will become x square plus x plus 1. This will get cancelled out. So we are getting two values of x here. X can be either equal to 0 or x can be equal to minus 1. So now if I look into the options, you can see that there are two values. So option C becomes the correct answer. Exactly two elements that will satisfy. Now let us move towards the third problem type, that is nothing but equation of parametric form of parabola. How to use this in solving questions? So you should know this some basic theory, that if we have these four standard cases, so 1, 2, 3 and 4. The equation to corresponding to this first one was nothing but y square is equal to 4ax. This was nothing but x square is equal to 4ay. Corresponding to this is nothing but y square is equal to minus 4ax. And here it is nothing but x square is equal to minus 4ay. So if I want to write parametric coordinates corresponding to each one of this, so this one is nothing but at square to 80. So when this will happen, we will exchange x and y, because this what we have written is x is equal to 80 square technically and y is equal to 280. So I told you that when you want to write the result for this one, you will exchange them. So this you should, I am telling you this time and time again, but this you should be able to retain, because then the remembering part goes down. And in turn, you will be able to write this point as 280, 80 square. So this is the trick in solving such questions. Now in this next part, if I want to write the parametric coordinates, I can easily write them as, in the first I will replace x by minus x. So this will become nothing but minus 80 square comma 280. We are doing again transformation, and here if I replace minus y by minus y, I should get the answer. So you can see that this becomes 280, x part remains intact, this becomes minus 80 square. So we have got the answer for these four cases. Now if I want to get the answer for the shifted parts, that would mean that I will only show you for one. y minus y1 का whole square is equal to 4ax minus x1. What will happen is, in place of this x, I will replace this by x minus x1, and in place of y, I will replace this by y minus y1. So corresponding to this, the answer comes out to be x1 plus 80 square, and y is equal to y1 plus 280. But instead of remembering this, it is highly recommended that you remember this. And this we can do in all of these three cases, and you will get answer corresponding to this. So again, taking an example to illustrate it once more. If I want to write answer corresponding to this, and we have shifted this to x minus x1 whole square is equal to minus 4ay minus y1. The answer corresponding to this for parametric coordinate will become x minus x1 is equal to 280 and y minus y1 is equal to minus 80 square. Just use this. So you can see that by remembering one result, I can remember result of 8 different and convert that one result into 8 different forms, and this is one of the most important techniques in remembering solving problems in parabola. I am repeating this one more time. All of this is summarized in the form of a table. Now you can see that this is given to us. Find the parametric equation of the parabola. So taking a small example to illustrate it, because most of you might have forgotten the core concepts, hence I am repeating the idea in form of a small question. So if I want to write the parametric equation, you can clearly see that in place of x, x minus x1 is written. In place of y, y minus y1 is written. So and you can see that this is a case corresponding to x square is equal to minus 4ay. So for understanding this, I should have understanding of x square is equal to 4ay, and for understanding this, I should remember this result 4x. Answer for this is nothing but 80 square 280. So corresponding to this answer for this will become 280 comma 80 square, and now here you can see that you will replace y by minus y. So answer to this becomes 280 minus 80 square. So if you want to write this, this will become 280 and this will become minus 80 square. Now let us substitute the values. So if I substitute the value, this will become x minus 1 is equal to 2. A you can find from here. This is 4a. So it will become 4 and then t. So you can see that for this it becomes 1 plus 8t. So though we are writing in this manner, there is a thinking process behind it. And if I want to write the answer corresponding to this, y minus y1 will become 2 is equal to minus 4 t square. So y comes out to be 2 minus 4t square. I hope you have understood this technique, because this technique we are going to use multiple times. This 2002 question says that the locus of the midpoint of the line segment. So they have given us a parabola y square is equal to 4x. The locus of the midpoint of the line segment joining. This is focus. And this is a general point, and this is my point P. I will write this point as h comma k. This is S, and this is a general point of the parabola. Let us call it R. This will become a comma 0 based on the parabola that is given to me. This is the locus they are trying to asking us to find. So we can do this question in 2 steps, and then I will tell you a shortcut to do this question even in 30 seconds. So if you do it like this. This is talking about the midpoint. So this point becomes nothing but 80 square 280. So whenever you see locus in the question, in coordinate geometry, it is advisable to think in terms of parametric coordinates. It helps solving it faster. So once you have done that, if I write the midpoint, h is going to be a plus 80 square by 2. K will become nothing but 0 plus 280 by 2. So you can see that we have got two equations, two unknown. So this is usually the first step in locus. This is usually the second step. In the third, we are going to do elimination. So we are going to find the value of k from the second equation. That comes out to be 80. So t from here will become k by a. We'll put this in the first equation. So h will become a plus 2h will be equal to a plus 80 square. So this will become k by a ka whole square. And if you simplify this, you have got your equation. Twice of h is equal to a plus k square by a. And if I simplify it down, k square will be equal to 2ha minus a square. Now in the fourth equation, usually what we will do in the fourth part is, we will replace h by x and k by y. So y square is equal to 2ax minus a square. This is what we are getting. Now in the next part of the question, this is the first part. In the next part of the question, what they are asking from us is nothing but, this is also a parabola. Yes, it is a parabola. So what they are asking, what is the directrix of this parabola? So this is 2ax minus a square. So what I can do is I can take 2a common. So this will become x minus a by 2. So if I draw this parabola, you can see that this point is going to be nothing but a by 2 comma 0. So your vertex is here. Parabola goes like this. And if I want to find the focus, it will be at a distance. You can see that the value of a in this case would be nothing but a by 2. So if I go a by 2 here, I will get my focus. My focus would be nothing but a comma 0. I have got my focus here. If I go a by 2 here, you can see that I will get this line. And if I go a by 2 distance here, and this will become my directrix. So directrix comes out to be nothing but x equal to 0. That is nothing but option C. So this is a technical way of solving this question. And you can see that if we have solved it technically, still I can do it in 3 minutes. But now let us understand a 30-second way of doing this question. So if you have little bit of visualization of what is happening in the question, you can do this question by minimum efforts. So now let us see that. So if I look into this question, this has been given to me, y square is equal to 4x. So what I am doing here is basically, I am taking the midpoint. This is my focus, that is a comma 0. I am considering midpoints of all the lines that are joining this and the point on the curve. So it would be like this. If I take a point here, it would be like this. If I take this axis, it would be like this. If I take this point, it is going to be like this. You can see that I am visualizing with it. You can clearly see that if you connect all of these points like this, your locus is also going to become a parabola. And this point, that is the vertex of that parabola, is going to be the midpoint of the earlier vertex and focus. So this point is going to become a by 2 comma 0. And now see, if this is a by 2 comma 0, so you can clearly see that this is also your focus for the new one. So your directrix in this case is a by 2 here, so it will automatically become the x-axis. If you have this visualization, directly you can do the question. It is very simple question and a very simple idea. This 2022 question again says that the locus of the point which divides the line segment joining this point and a point on this parabola intended in the ratio 1:2. It is exactly the same question, repetition of 202 question. So now, what I am going to do again is start from the basics. I am going to draw this parabola. This point is nothing but 0 comma minus 1. Consider a general point on this. So it is going to be 280 comma 80 square. A in this case is 1. So this point can be easily written as 2t comma 80 square. Now this is my point A. This is my point B. What they are talking about, that on this line AB, there is this point P, that is h comma k, that divides in the ratio 1:2. This is 0 and this point is nothing but 2t comma t square. A is equal to 1. Once you have got this, now we can apply section formula. So this is my first part. In locus you will always have 4 parts. In the next part of the locus we are going to apply the section formula. You can see that h comes out to be 2, 1. So it will become 2t plus 0 by 3. This is your h. And the second part is nothing but finding the k. So that is t square minus 2 by 3 is equal to k. So from the first part you can find the value of t. It will come out to be nothing but 3h by 2. We will substitute here. So in the third part, if I do this, I am going to get it as nothing but 3h by 2 whole square minus 2 is equal to 3k. So this comes out to be 9h square by 4 minus 2 is equal to 3k. So 9h square minus 8 is equal to 12k. So 9h square is coming out to be 12k plus 8. And in the fourth part, we'll replace h by x and k by y, and we have got our answer. Now let us look into this next question. Question talks about a lot of things. Let us not try and read the whole question in one go. Let us systematically draw the diagram to understand what is happening. So in the first step, I am going to keep drawing. So P be a point on the parabola y square is equal to 12x. So it will make sense if it is a general point to take P as nothing but at square to at. This is 4a. So a corresponding to this will become 3. So at square will become 3t square. And 2at will become nothing but 6t. So we have got this point P. Now question says that n be the foot of perpendicular from P on the axis. So if I drop a perpendicular from here, this point would be n. And the coefficients of n, the coordinates of n would be 3t square comma 0. So we have read our question till here. Now from here onwards, a line is now drawn from the midpoint m of Pn. So the midpoint, if I mark, this point m will become nothing but, the x coordinate will remain same, but the y coordinate will become 3t. So we have drawn till here. Now what they're saying is a line now drawn from the midpoint of Pm, that is m, parallel to the axis. So from here you draw a line that meets parallel to the axis. So this will meet the curve at nothing but point Q. So you can see that for Q, the y coordinate will not change. X coordinate we do not know. The x we will write as x1, but y coordinate can be written as nothing but 3t. So if I want to actually find Q, I can substitute this point again in the curve. Equation of the curve, that is y square is equal to 12x, and get the value of x1. So this will become 9t square will be 12 times x1. So your value of x1 comes out to be, if I divide by 3, so 3t square by 4. So this point that we have written here comes out to be nothing but 3t square by 4, comma 3t. So we have got our point Q also. Now moving forward, if the y-intercept of the NQ, now here they have given one more thing, that if I join NQ, so this is N, this is Q. So if I join this line, they are telling that this point is nothing but 0, 4 by 3. Then number of values of all of these things they are asking. So using this, if I can just find the value of t, I have got the answer. And then all I need to do is check the option. Then the second part, let us write the equation of NQ. So if I write the equation of NQ, it is going to be y minus 4 by 3 by x minus 0. This should be equal to, let us take the other point. So 0, minus 4 by 3, 3t square minus 0. Now we can see that this equation of NQ will also pass through the point Q that we have figured out earlier. So now in this you put the coordinates of Q. We could have done otherwise also, written the equation of NQ, substituted the intercept, that is also fine. So if I put here my point, that is 3t square by 4, this point. So in place of y we will put 3t. In place of x I will put 3t square by 4. You can see that this is what I am getting. Now the steps are very simple after this. I will solve this in the third step. I will find the value of t. Once I have got t, I will find all points. And in the fourth part, I will check options. Now this 2022 question talks about a conic that is given to us in the form of parametric coordinates. As be the focus and B be the point on the axis of the conic such that SA is perpendicular to BA. And then something is given. So let us do in a very systematic manner. So from this conic, given in parametric form, if I, for my imagination, so eliminate T and get the value of the actual conic, how it looks like. Well, I will have got an imagination. So what I am doing is I am replacing T by x by 2. So this will become x by 2 ka whole square by 3. So y will become x square by 12, or x square is equal to 12y. Now this gives me a sense of imagination what is happening in the question. So if I want to draw the diagram, And you know that drawing diagram is important for our imagination. This is what is happening. Now from here only, we know that the value of A is going to be 3. So if I move 3 unit upwards, here I am going to get my focus. So this is 0, 3. Now when we have done this, they are saying that this is my point S. Fine. Now what they have done is B be the point on the axis of the conic such that, so what they are doing is you go like this and now you go like this. This angle is 90 degree. This point is B, this point is A. This is what is happening. This is happening, and now what they are asking us to find is if limit, so now K is the ordinate of the centroid of triangle ABC. So if I want to write the centroid of this triangle, it is, let us say, H comma K. So what they want us to tell is what is the value of K if the value of T tends to 1. Let us see this. So if I do this question, there are multiple parts into it. First part we have already resolved by drawing the diagram. In the second part, let us move into this triangle that they are talking about, triangle S, A and B. Let us talk about the triangle because we need to find the centroid. So this point is 0, 3. And this I can take as a general point on the curve. So this becomes 2t. They have already given the parametric coordinates t square by 3. So using this and this 90 degree, can I figure out this point B? Because if I can point B, then what I have got is nothing but the whole of the 3 vertices. I can use the formula of centroid and get the answer. So now for that, you will have to use the idea of slope. Since this is on the axis, this point can be written as 0, x1. And once you have written this, I can apply the condition of perpendicularity. So that will become nothing but t square minus 3 by 2t minus 0. This is nothing but the slope of first line. For finding the slope of the next line, I can write this as t square by 3 minus x1 by 2t minus 0. This should be equal to minus 1. Let us solve this and get the value of x1. Once I have got the value of x1, I have got all the 3 vertices. I can apply centroid formula and get the answer. So the numerator can be rewritten as x1 minus t square by 3 into 3 minus t square by 3. The right hand side becomes nothing but minus 4t square. This is the value of x1 minus t square by 3 will become nothing but minus 4t square by 3 minus t square by 3. So if I want to get the value of x1, this will become minus 4t square by 3, 3 minus t square by 3 plus t square by 3. You can see that I have got the value of x1. If I want, I can simplify it further. But I don't think that is going to help me a lot. But if you want, you can do it. Now in the next step, that is nothing but the third step. You can see that you have got all the vertices. This is nothing but 0, 3. This is nothing but 2t, t square by 3. This is nothing but 0, I should have written, even I have written x1, it does not matter. So this value also I know. If I want to get the y coordinate or the concept coordinate of k, it is going to be nothing but 3 plus t square by 3 plus the third coordinate. So 4t square by t square minus 3 minus 2 plus t square by 3. Divide by nothing but 3. Now what they are saying is, what is the value if I put a limit of t tends to 1? So all you need to do in the fourth step is replace t by 1. Because there is no indeterminate form here. You can do it very fast. So if I do so, the value of k comes out to be, this will become 3. This will become 1 by 3. This will become 4. This will become 1 by 3 minus 2. And this will also become 1 by 3 divided by 3. Do the calculation and find the answer. Now let us look into the fourth problem type, that is nothing but the equation of parabola in oblique form. We can also say it rotated parabola, but the right word is oblique form. So you can see that corresponding to this, we need to know these 3 specific cases. The first case is a general equation of 2 degree conic can be written as 2hxy plus 2gx plus 2fy plus c equal to 0. See, it is one of the oblique cases. This you will only get when the xy term is present in the question. So this will become a parabola when 2 things happen. One is basically delta is not equal to 0. What is delta? Delta is nothing but the determinant of a, b, c, HGF. This should not be equal to 0. And second, H square is equal to AB. These are the first kind of questions that can be framed. Another very famous question, that is nothing but SP is equal to PM based questions, in which they will give you two things in the question. The first thing would be nothing but the focus, and another thing would be nothing but the equation of directrix. So either the question will be based on this idea or close to this idea. And third kind of question that can be based is, we have y square is equal to 4x type of question, where you can consider y as nothing but the distance from axis of parabola. You can consider x as nothing but distance of a general point from tangent at vertex, and 4a is nothing but the length of lattice rectangle. If you have these three informations given, we can use this third form as well. Till this date, there has been no question based on this third category of oblique questions, so you can skip this category for all practical purposes. Questions largely has been based on these two categories. Now let us look into this. This is the first thing. I have given you the condition corresponding to all the conic sections. So if I want to verify, all you need to do is apply this condition and do. If you want, you can do these questions. This idea of SP is equal to PMO I have already told you. Now let us see how to apply these ideas in this 2022 question that is given to us. So length of the lattice rectum of the parabola whose focus is A, A. Now you can see that, let us draw the diagram, it will give us a sense of clarity. So if take this point as nothing but A, A. The tangent of it is vertex, the tangent at its vertex is nothing but x plus y is equal to a. So if I draw a line like this is nothing but tangent at vertex. This is what is given to us. So that would mean if I actually draw a line that is perpendicular to this line, this will become my axis, and if I draw the parabola, this is how my oblique parabola looks like. So I have given you a picture of the parabola. Now what they are saying is, if this is 16, the length of the lattice rectum is 16. So what they have given us is the value of 4 times capital A I am writing. In order to avoid any, this is given as 16. Find the value of A. Now you can see that this distance, if lattice rectum is 4A, then this distance between the vertex and the focus, this distance SR is nothing but A. So what I can do is basically I can, in the first step, apply the distance formula, find the value of SR. So if I find the value of SR, I will have to apply the distance formula to A plus A minus A ka mod divided by root of particular distance from this line between this point. If I simplify this, you can see that this is nothing but mod of A by root 2. Now we can say that this is equal to capital A by 4. So this becomes nothing but 16 by 4. The mod of A by root 2. This will become 4. So mod of A becomes nothing but 4 root 2. That is option C. So you can see that it is a simple question based on the core idea of SP is equal to PM. This 2022 question now talks about the vertex of a parabola is given to you. And let us draw a diagram for you to understand what is happening. So if I draw the line, it will be something like this, because this point would be nothing but 21 by 4, 0. And this point would be nothing but 0, minus 7. Now what we are doing is, we have taken a parabola whose vertex is given to us like this. So if I draw a line perpendicular to it, and it will be perpendicular to nothing, and this will become the axis. Now this point, we know it is given as nothing but 2, minus 1. So if I consider this point as V and this point is nothing but R, you can see that the distance between the vertex and the directrix is nothing but A. What they are asking us is nothing but length of lattice rectum, that is equal to 4 times A. So what I need to do is, I need to find the value of 4 times VR. Now VR I can find using distance formula. So if I apply my distance formula, it is going to become 4 mod of 4 into 2 plus 3 minus 21 ka mod divided by root of A square plus B square. Let us simplify. So this becomes 4 times 8 plus 3 will become 11. So this will become nothing but 10. This will become nothing but 5. Cancels out, becomes 2. So the answer becomes 8. So option B satisfies the bill. Moving towards this very old 2006 question, it says that the axis of the parabola, vertex and focus are at root 3 and root 2 distance respectively from the origin. Then the equation of the parabola. So you can see that what is happening here in this case. They have given you the axis of the parabola. You can see that the axis of the parabola will go like this. This is y is equal to x. So they are saying that there is a point vertex at a distance root 2. If this distance is root 2 and this is y equal to x, this point will become 1, 1. This is your vertex. Similarly, the focus will be at 2, 2, so that the distance becomes nothing but 2 root 2. This is given to us. Now we can see that if I want to draw my curve is going to pass through vertex like this. So this is an oblique case. Now if I want to find the equation, I will want to find nothing but the equation of the directrix and then apply SP is equal to PM. So if I want to do that, you can see that the midpoint of vertex and this point R is nothing but the vertex. So this point obviously is going to be this, and the slope of this is 1. So the directrix slope will become nothing but -1. So with this you have already got the equation of directrix as nothing but x plus y equal to 0. So by applying this geometry in the second part, we will apply SP is equal to PM. Now how to apply that? So we can take a general point h comma k here. This is P and this is M. So SP if I find, it is going to be a root of h minus 2 ka whole square plus k minus 2 ka whole square. And PM if I find, I can apply distance formula. It will become h plus k ka mod by root 2. Now we are going to put all of these values here. And this is going to become root of h minus 2 ka whole square plus k minus 2 ka whole square is equal to h plus k ka mod by root 2. Let us square it up. So this will become h square minus 4k plus 4, k square minus 4k plus 4 is equal to h plus k whole square by 2. If I want to simplify this, you can see that this will become h square plus k square plus 2hk by 2. So I will have to multiply on the right hand side. So it becomes 2h square plus 2k square minus 8k minus 8h plus 8 plus 2 will become 16 is equal to nothing but h square plus k square plus 2hk. So h square will get cancelled out and the equation ultimately looks like this: h square plus k square minus 2hk minus 8h minus 8k plus 16 is equal to 0. In the last step, I can replace h by x and k by y. So this equation ultimately looks like this: x square plus y square minus 2xy minus 8x minus 8y plus 16 equal to 0. This is the equation that they are talking about. If you simplify the options, you will be able to see that the A option satisfies. Now let us look into this next question. Question says that the equation of the parabola whose vertex is at 5, 4. So they have given you the vertex. This vertex is nothing but 5, 4. This is 5, 4. This is my vertex P. And the directrix is 3x plus y is equal to 29. So y is equal to 29 and 29 by 3. So this is going to be a line like this. The equation of this directrix is given as 3x plus y minus 29 is equal to 0. In order to get the equation, and what we need to do is we need to apply SP is equal to PM. For doing this, you will require focus and directrix. So directrix is given, focus I will require. So they have gone one step ahead, and we have to now find the value of focus as well. So what you can do is, in order to get the focus, Now this is the focus S. Now we know that if I join this line, this is going to be the midpoint. So now if you want to get the focus, so there are two ways to go about it. Either you use distance form of the line, that is one way to go about it, or we can use section formula. I am going to use the section formula approach. So I will assume this point as x1, y1. And what are the steps I am going to follow? Let me write those steps. So first step would be to find this foot of the perpendicular f. So I will find foot of perpendicular. And the second part that I am going to do is apply section formula. This will help us get the value of nothing but x1, y1. Once I have got my s, in the third part I am going to apply sp is equal to p. Using this I will get the equation, and in the fourth part I will compare to get the value of a, b, c, d and k. Add them and get the answer. So these are the four steps that I am going to follow to solve this question. I have already done this third and fourth step in the previous question, and one or two steps in a lot of questions that we did in straight lines. Now let us look into this fifth type of problem, that is nothing but point and parabola. So point and parabola, the important idea that you need to understand is, if there is a point that is inside the parabola, then S1 for this point is going to be smaller than 0. If it is on the parabola, then S1 will be equal to 0. And if it is outside the parabola, the S1 for this is greater than 0. These conditions are going to remain same in circle, parabola and ellipse. In hyperbola, these conditions will change. Now what is S1? S1 is nothing but, if you substitute x by x1 and y by y1 in the expression of parabola. Okay? Now let us see. This I have already written here. You can see that there has been no question that has been asked on this idea, and I can expect a question on this idea. So I am taking a question based on that. The question says that the set of values of alpha for which this lies inside the parabola. So you have got the expression of the parabola. So this is known as nothing but S. Now what we are going to do is we are going to substitute. The idea is that if you replace y by y1 and x by x1, this becomes nothing but S1. Since it is inside, we are going to write S1 is smaller than 0. So I am going to write y1 square plus 4x1 is smaller than 0. If I do so, the value of x1 is nothing but alpha. The value of y1 is nothing but minus 2 minus alpha. So substitute these values and get the answer. So in the fourth part, if I substitute the value, this is going to become minus 2 minus alpha whole square plus 4 times alpha. This should be smaller than 0. So this becomes alpha square plus 4 alpha plus 4 alpha is smaller than 0. So what we get is alpha square plus 8 alpha plus 4 is smaller than 0. So I will have to find the roots of this equation and get the answer. In the fifth part, I will solve this applying wavy curve method. So it will become minus 8. The roots will become minus 8 plus minus root of b square minus 4ac by 2a. So it becomes minus 8. This will become 16. So I can take 4 common. So this becomes 2. And this will become 16 minus 4. This 2 will get cancelled out. So answer as a result becomes minus 4 plus minus root 12. So we can say that the answer, if I draw the wavy curve, this is how it has happened. 4 minus root 12. And this will become minus 4 plus 2. You can see that if I want to get the negative values, it should be between. The answer becomes between these two roots. Now let us look into type 6 question. Type 6 question talks about the condition of tangency and pair of tangents. Now you can see that technically this is out of syllabus, but questions has been asked on this idea. So let us do it at a level so that if a question get asked in the exam, you are able to answer that question. What is the condition of tangency and how do we find it? So if I take the equation y is equal to mx plus c, and the equation of the curve is given as y square is equal to 4x. So I am going to replace this. It is going to become a quadratic mx plus c whole square minus 4ax equal to 0. Now for this to become a tangent, there needs to be equal roots. So we will put d equal to 0. For this to become a chord, there should be two roots, so d is greater than 0. If you put d equal to 0, you get the first condition, that is nothing but MC is equal to A. Yes, it is important you remember this condition like this. So if I write d greater than 0, the condition becomes nothing but A is greater than MC. Once you have this, we have written these conditions here and here, but you should also remember the process because they can change the curve. If they change the curve, the condition is going to flip, and then you should know the method how we have done this. Second is, if you have got the chord, condition of the chord, there can also be a case for length of the chord. So this is the formula. How do we get this formula? So you can see that we had a chord earlier. The slope of this chord was y is equal to mx plus c. So this point of intersection is nothing but x1 comma y1. This is nothing but x2 comma y2. So what we can do is we can apply distance formula. So if I want to find the length, it is going to be x1 minus x2 whole square plus y1 minus y2 whole square. So we can see that for this I can substitute y as nothing but mx plus c. So here if I substitute this as mx plus c, so this will become mx1 minus mx2 ka whole square. So you can see that essentially if I want to get this value, 1 plus m square will get common. It is x1 minus x2 ka whole square that we need to find. So x1 minus x2 is nothing but difference of root. So this quadratic equation that we are figuring out earlier, if I take difference of roots, so now this difference of root has a formula. It will be minus of root d by a. And substitute it here, and I will get my length of chord, and that is given in a form of a formula here. Equation of slope of tangent, equation of tangent in the slope form. So you can see that the constant term will replace by a by m, because MC was equal to a, so C will become a by m. For point of contact form, we use this idea of t equal to 0. We use this in circle as well. So what we do in this is we replace x square by xx1, y square by yy1, xy by xy1 plus yx1 by 2. We replace x1y, x plus x1 by 2, and we replace y by y plus y1 by 2. If I do this, I get the equation of tangent in t equal to 0 form. In this t equal to 0 form, for y square is equal to 4x, if I put parametric coordinates as 80 square 280, I get this third form. So it is highly recommendable that you remember these results and these ideas in order to solve the question. One more thing that you can remember is nothing but pair of tangents. The question has been asked on equation of pair of tangents. I will discuss those questions, what questions were asked in 2024. So what we need to do is write the equation of the tangent in Poisson form, apply the condition of tangency, find the slope. In these three steps you will be able to solve this question. I will demonstrate this by solving a problem. Then there is this formula for angle, formula for directrix, formula for chord of contact, length of chord we already did. This is another formula for the same thing. And then we have a formula for area. To try and remember these formulas if you can, because questions can be asked, because last year it was asked. Now let us look into this 2024 question. Question says that L1, L2 be the lines passing through this point 0, 1 and touching the parabola. This. So let us now focus on this first part only. So what they're saying is there is a parabola. It looks like this, because you can see that it is a shifted one. So clearly there is no xy term. So it is nothing but a translated parabola. And now there is a point 0, 1. From there we are drawing two tangents like this. So this is 0, 1. I have drawn a rough diagram to make things very clear. Now if I want to find, the first thing is to find the equation of line L1 and L2. Now we know a point on the line. If I get the slope, I can write the equation of the line. So for getting that, I will have to go into the idea of equations of pair of tangents. And for that, what we are going to do is we are going to write, there are three steps into it, right? As nothing but 1. I will be able to write that as y minus 1 by x minus 0 is equal to m. The equation of line becomes y is equal to mx plus 1. Once you have this, in the step 2, we are going to satisfy it in the equation of the curve. So curve is given as 9x square plus 12x plus 18y minus 14 equal to 0. Satisfy it here. So it becomes 9x square plus 12x plus 18 times mx plus 1 minus 14 equal to 0. So 9x square but 12 plus 18m into x plus 4 is equal to 0. You can see that now this line to become a tangent, and this equation needs to have equal roots. In the third case condition step, we are going to apply discriminant equal to 0. So 12 plus 18m ka whole square minus 4a into c will be equal to 0. You can clearly see that I can cancel out 6. So this becomes 2 plus 3m. And this will become minus 4 is equal to 0. So from here, if I figure out, you can clearly see that from this equation, there are going to be two cases. 2 plus 3m either will be equal to minus 2. So from here, the value of m comes out to be minus 4 by 3. And 2 plus 3m will be equal to 2. So this cancels out. M comes out to be nothing but 0. So by doing this, you have got the equation of L1 and L2. The equation of L1 or the first line corresponding to this will come out to y is equal to mx plus 1. Since m is equal to 0, equation of line becomes y is equal to 1. And L2, if I want to find, y is equal to minus 4 by 3 x plus 1. Let us move towards the third part. Third part of the question says that there are 2 points on this line L1 and L2 such that triangle PQR is an isosceles triangle. So if I move towards the next part, it takes us into the concept of straight lines. So you have a line with 0 slope, you have a line, so this is 0, 1, you have a line with a negative slope. This is nothing but slope equal to 0. You have this, they're talking about an equilateral triangle, considering 2 points here. And they are saying that this line is nothing but QR. So this is P, this is Q, this is R, and the slope of this line is M. You can see they are saying that now this triangle can be drawn in multiple ways, at least 2 ways, we will see. So then in the 2 cases, there can be 2 values of this M, M1 and M2. Corresponding to that, you give me the value of 16 times M1 square plus M2 square. This is what the question says. Now you can see that in order to do this, I will have to figure out the value of M1 and M2. And in order to do that, what I can do is basically, I can do a very simple thing. If I want to figure out this angle, let us say that this is theta, this is also theta. Find the slope from here, find the slope from here and equate. If I find the slope from the first part, angle between the lines, it is going to be m minus 0 by 1 plus 0 into m, mod. And this will be equal to, if I do it from the other part, m plus 4 by 3, 1 minus 4 by 3. So I am applying m1 minus m2 by 1 plus m1 m2. And if I do so, this first part comes out to be mod of m. Then second part comes out to be 3m plus 4 by 3 minus 4m, mod. If I want to solve this further, I will have to consider 2 signs. Let us consider plus sign. So this will happen. If I cross multiply, this becomes 3m minus 4m square is equal to 3m plus 4. Cancels out, m square comes out to be minus 1. So this is not possible. Wherein if I take the minus sign, in that case this will become minus m is equal to 3m plus 4 by 3 minus 4m. If I cross multiply it, it is going to become minus 3m plus 4m square is equal to 3m plus 4. So it comes out to be a quadratic. 3m square minus 6m minus 4 is equal to 0. So if you look at from here, you have got a quadratic equation. 2m square minus 3m minus 2 equal to 0. And this has 2 roots, m1 and m2. So from here, if I want to find the value of this expression that we had, this can be written as 16 times m1 plus m2 whole square minus 2m1 m2. Let us substitute the value. So m1 plus m2 will be nothing but 3 by 2. So this becomes nothing but 3 by 2 whole square minus 2 into m1 m2 will become nothing but minus 1. If I simplify, this becomes 16 times 9 by 4 plus 2, so to be 68. See, now such kind of questions had which are very long. There was first part relating to pair of tangents, second part relating to the pair of straight lines. These are very lengthy questions. So if you want to attempt this question, please attempt only towards the end of the paper. Don't attempt this question in the middle of the exam. It will eat up time. Now let us look into type 7 problem type, that is nothing but questions based on secant. Now, how to understand this condition? So there are one major thing that you need to understand. If a line becomes a secant or a chord, then there are two things that we need to understand when this is going to happen. So if you take the equation of line and substitute in the equation of the curve, the value of discriminant of that equation should be greater than 0. This is one condition. And then once you solve it for x1 minus x2, y1 minus y2, we talked about the length of chord. These are the two things that we need to understand. Now let us look into questions that came in 2019. And it can be solved using two methods. One is the idea of transformation. So we know that the result, in method 1 we can apply the result. The result corresponding to y square is equal to 4ax. Well, length of chord is nothing but, and the line is also given in this case as y is equal to mx plus c. So this is the chord, this is the curve, then the result was 4 by m square root of a times 1 plus m square into a minus mc. So if I change this result, if I change the curve from here to x square is equal to 4ay, I will also have to change my line into y is equal to my plus c. If I make these two transformations, correspondingly my result will remain same. It will become 1 by m square, a times 1 plus m square into a minus mc. So you can see that now, coming back to the question, I can write and rewrite my question in the similar manner. So in the step 2, I can rewrite my curve as nothing but x square is equal to 4y. This is already given. I can also rewrite my line minus 4 root 2. Once you have done this, now we can directly apply the result. So length of chord will become nothing but 4 by m square. So 4 by m will become nothing but root 2. So this will become root 2 ka whole square. Root of a times, so a becomes 1. 1 plus m square, that will become 2. And a minus mc, so 1 minus m, that is root 2, into c, that is minus 4 root 2. Yes, the answer comes out to be nothing but 6 root 3. That is nothing but option D. This is one way. Another way could be a more fundamental approach. Alternatively, I could have done this question using one more fundamental approach. So instead of doing this, I could have gone a little bit more elementary. I would have drawn the curve. Figure out the points of intersection. So this is x1 comma y1. Let us say this is x2 comma y2. So if I want to write the length of the chord, it is going to become root of x1 minus x2 whole square plus y1 minus y2 whole square. So I can do this thing to also get the answer. Now in order to get x1 minus x2, y1 minus y2, we will find the point of intersection of the line and the curve. Instead of y, I am substituting the value of y from the line. So it will become x by root 2 plus 4 root. So if I simplify this, this becomes x is equal to plus 2 root 2 x plus 16. And it alternatively becomes x square minus 2 root 2 x minus 16 is equal to 0. Now from here, if I want the value of x1 minus x2 ka mod, it can be written as nothing but x1 plus x2 ka whole square minus 4 times x1 x2. If I put the values, it becomes nothing but sum of the roots will be 2 root 2 ka whole square minus 4 into product of the roots is minus 16. If we simplify this, you can see that this is 8, this will become 64. So we can take 4 common from here, so 2 will come out, this will remain 2, and this will become 16, so this is 2 root 18. Now we have figured out the first part, that is x1 minus x2 from this. In the second part, if I want to figure out the value of y1 minus y2, I can use a shortcut. So if the equation of line is y is equal to mx, so y1 minus y2 ka mod, I can put this m x1 plus c minus m x2 plus c. And if I put it so, you can see that the answer would be nothing but m times m1 minus x2 ka mod. Now if you use this idea, so now you can see that here x1 minus x2 ka whole square will become nothing but 4 into 18. Similarly, y1 minus y2 ka whole square will become nothing but m square into x1 minus x2 ka whole square. M we already know is nothing but 1 by root 2, so this will become 1 by 2. And on the other hand, this we already figured out becomes 4 into 18. We can substitute the values and get the answer. Now this is a lengthy process. I will recommend using the first idea. Now let us look into this 2024 question. This question talks about 3 points ABC on the parabola. And then if I draw a general diagram, this is how it is going to look like. So they are talking about 3 points on the parabola y square is equal to 6x. So this is how it is going to be. So let us say this is A, this is B, and this is C. So this is point A, this is point P, and this is point C. We can take it otherwise also, does not matter. Line L through C is parallel to x-axis. Then they are drawing a line L parallel to x-axis like this. Let M and N be respectively the feet of perpendicular from A and B on L. So now what they are talking about, this feet of perpendicular. So this is nothing but M and this is nothing but N. These two things are also given. Now what they are saying is, from then they want us to find the value of this expression that is given to this. See, when somebody is asking you integer type question in which there are lots of things that are variable, this would mean the answer of that integer type question is going to be a constant. If it is constant, it does not require to be solved in a general manner. So what I am trying to tell you is this is not required. We can have a simplistic version of this thing into place. So what I can do is, instead I can draw this parabola like this. We can take a very specific case when this triangle is an equilateral triangle, because the answer is not going to change, it is a constant. So if I take B here and A here, it is going to become much simpler. Now we can see that this point is M and N both. And this line that we are talking about earlier will now coincide with this x-axis only. So now if you look into the things, now if I want to find the value of CD, then this point is also going to become M, N and D at the same time. So you can see that if I take the length of the side in this question as nothing but A, this part will become A by 2. This is an equilateral triangle. This will become 30 degrees. So I have taken a very specific case to get an answer. What I need to find is this base. This is nothing but X. So in this triangle, if I apply tan of 30 degree, let us see what do I get. So tan of 30 degree will be equal to nothing but A by 2 by X. This becomes 1 by root 3. This will be equal to A by 2x. So the value of x from here comes out to be root 3 A by 2. Now you can see that we have got everything here. All I need is the value of A. So you can see we have also got this point, that is point A. This becomes root 3 A by 2 and this is nothing but A by 2. So if I want, this is my first step. In a second, if I want to get the value of A, I can substitute this in the equation of the curve. That is y square is equal to 6x. If I put values here, this is going to become A square by 4. This is 6 and this is going to become root 3 A by 2. So you can see that A will also get cancelled out. The value of A comes out to be nothing but 12 root 3. Now we have got the value of A as well. Now in the third step, let us write all the important ideas. So if I want to get the value of AM, in the case AM will be equal to A by 2. If I want to get the value of BN, it will also be equal to A by 2. And if I want to get the value of CD, it will be root 3 A by 2. We have got all the important values. Substitute in the expression and get the answer. So in the step number 4, what they are asking, let us write it down. AM into BN. So that will become A by 2 into A by 2 by root 3 A by 2 ka whole square we need to find. You can see A by 2 will get cancelled out. So the answer will become A square by 4 into 3. Now the value of A from here, if I put, it is 12 square into 3 by 12. So 12 will get cancelled out. The answer becomes 36. We can see that by taking a special case in such scenarios simplifies the solution. Moving forward, we have a 2023 question says that R be the focus of the parabola y square is equal to 20x. So let us draw the diagram first. So if I draw a small diagram, this is nothing but y square is equal to 20x. R is nothing but the focus, so R would be here. If I want to write the coordinates, this is 4 AC, A becomes 5, so this point will become 5, 0. This is given to us. The line y is equal to mx plus c intersect the parabola at 2 points P and Q in such a manner that the point G is nothing but the centroid of the triangle PQR. You see that there are 2 points that are going to intersect at P. This is Q, this is R. So this is the triangle they are talking about. And the centroid of this triangle as given as nothing but 10, 10. Then what they want is the value of PQ ka whole square. What they've already given me is nothing but the value of C minus M. This is equal to 6. So you can see that what I will want to find is nothing but coordinates of P and Q. So I can take this point as x1, y1 and this point is nothing but x2, y2. Now, if I want to find the centroid, this is my first step to draw a very good diagram. If I want to find centroid, it is x1 plus x2 plus 5 by 3. This is given as 10. So x1 plus x2 from here will become 30 minus 5, 25. Similarly, if I do it for y, so y1 plus y2 plus 0 by 3, this is also 10. So y1 plus y2 is nothing but 30. Now if I take this line that is given to me and intersect the curve, so my curve in the third step is nothing but y square is equal to 20x. So I am going to put the value of x here. So we know that y is equal to mx plus c. If I put value of x, it is y minus c by m. If I substitute this value, y square will become 20 times y minus c by m. If I cross multiply, my square minus 20y plus 20c will be equal to 0. So if I want to find the value of y1 plus y2, it is going to be nothing but 20 by m. Now you can see that I had these two equations, y1 plus y2 already know. So I can substitute the value. You can see that 30 is equal to 20 by m. M comes out to be nothing but 2 by 3. Once I have got the value of m, in the next part you can see that what I have also got is nothing but c, because c minus m is equal to 6. So in the next step, fourth step, c minus m is equal to 6. This is nothing but 2 by 3. So c comes out to be 6 plus 2 by 3. This is nothing but 20 by 3. So you can see that we have figured out the value of m and c for the diagonal. Now if you want to get nothing but the value of PQ, the answer is 4 by m square, root of a times 1 plus m square, a minus mc. And if you substitute the value, you will get the answer. So this is nothing but 4 by 2 by 3 whole square. A we know that was nothing but 5. This is 1 plus 2 by 3 whole square. A was nothing but 5 minus m, that is 2 by 3, into c, that is nothing but 20 by 3. Simplify this and get the answer. Also check my calculation if I have done some mistake somewhere. Now in this type bit question, we are going to discuss questions based on properties of focal chord. So first let us revise few properties of focal chord. The first property is if T1, T2 are nothing but the extremities of the focal chord. See, now the properties that we are talking is in the context of y square is equal to 4ax. This is very important to understand. We are talking about a focal chord that passes through the focus. You can see that one extremity is P, another is Q. So if this is T1 or AT1 square 2AT1 and this is nothing but T2 or AT2 square 2AT2. The first relation is between T1 and T2. So T1 into T2 is equal to -1. For focal distance, if I want to find the value of SP, it would be easy if I find this distance PM. That is nothing but the distance from the directrix. So if this point is nothing but AT1 square. So you can see that this from P to this point, that is to x-axis, it is going to be AT1 square and this is going to become A. So if you add this, you get the value of focal distance, and that in this case, if I want to find SP, will become AT square plus A. If you want to find the length of focal chord, we can find similarly the value of SQ, and this is the formula that we get. It is a very important formula. Also, if theta is the inclination of this chord, we have another formula, 4a cosec square theta. All the questions that came in JEE Mains came on length of focal chord only. So it is very important to understand that this relation of length is the most important thing that we need to remember. There is no option in this. Another thing is, if I take 1 by SP plus 1 by SQ, it is equal to 1 by A. If I take SP as diameter, so if I draw a circle taking SP as diameter, this is S, this is P, and if I take SP as diameter, this is going to touch the tangent at vertex. And if I take in the same scenario PQ as diameter, what we have is nothing but a curve, and I am taking PQ as diameter. It is going to touch the directrix. So these are the two final properties. No question has been asked on 5 and 6. Most of the questions that have been asked are largely asked on this property. It could change this year, but this has been the trend. If I look into the first question, JEE Mains 2023 question, it talks about the x-intercept of a focal chord of this parabola is given as 3. Then the length of the chord is equal to. So if you want to solve this question, the first thing is to draw this curve. If I simplify this, you can see that this curve is going to look something like this. Is equal to 8x plus 4. So y square minus 4y plus 4 will be equal to 8x plus 8. So y minus 2 whole square is equal to 8 times x plus 1. You can see that it is a shifted curve of y square is equal to 4x form, where the vertex is at minus 1, 2. So vertex is here. This is the curve that we are talking about. So this is the scenario, and this point we know is nothing but minus 1, 2. This is my vertex. If this is the vertex, the value of A here is nothing but 2. If I go 2 units backwards from here, this point is going to become focus, and that is going to become 1, 2. So I have got my focus. Now the question says that the x-intercept of the focal chord is 3. Now if you look into this focal chord, x-intercept is 3. That would mean if I draw this chord, it is going to go somewhere like this. This x-intercept is 3, so this point is 3, 0. Now if you want to find the length of the chord, you had two formulas. If you remember, one was 4a cosec square theta and another was nothing but a into t plus 1 by 2 whole square. Either of the formulas, if you want to apply the formula, first cannot be applied because it is only valid in the question y square is equal to 4x. But the second can be applied. So I am going to, this map was my first part. In the second part, let us apply the formula. So 4a cosec square theta. Now in order to apply that, we will require a, but that we already know is 2. So this is 8 times cosec square theta. How to get this cosec square theta? So for that I will require slope of this tangent. So you can say that the slope of this focal chord, not tangent, would be equal to nothing but 2 minus 0 by 1 minus 3. So you can see that the angle comes out to be nothing but minus 1. If tan theta is minus 1, corresponding to that the value, if you write, if I just take the modulus part, this is going to become 1 and 1, this will become root 2. So sin theta will be 1 by root 2, cosec theta would be nothing but root 2 by 1. So this becomes 8, this becomes minus root 2 ka whole square. So this comes out to be 8 into 2, answer becomes 16. Now let us look into this 2022 question. Question says that let PQ be a focal chord of length. Again, you can see it is a length based question. Question is clearly saying that the length of the focal chord is given as 6.25 units. And for the parabola y square is equal to 4x. So y square is equal to 4x would be a parabola that goes like this. The length of the focal chord is already given. So it passes through the focus, that is nothing but 1, 0. And the length is already given. So if this is P, this is Q. They have given the value of PQ at 6.25. Fine. Now moving ahead, O is the vertex of the parabola. The 10 times the area of triangle POQ. So you can see that if I want to find, now PQ is already given to me. If I can find this perpendicular distance from here to here, I will be able to get my answer. If I want to find perpendicular distance, I will either have to use geometry or use perpendicular distance formula. So in this question, after doing this first part and understanding what is there, let us write 10 times delta, and that is area of triangle OPQ. So if I want to write this area, it will be nothing but half of base, that is PQ, into height. Let us call this as nothing but OR. If I get the value of OR, I will be able to write the answer because PQ is already known to me. So next step or idea would be to find the value of OR. So for finding OR, we need to find R, or we need to get the equation of PQ. Now for getting the equation of PQ will require a point on the line, but that we already know, that is nothing but 1, 0. If I can get the slope, my work is done. For getting that, you have the value of PQ, that is nothing but 4a cosec square theta. From there, here I will get the slope. From slope, I will get the equation of line. Then I will apply perpendicular distance formula to get the value of OR. If I do this much, this is given as 6.25. A is nothing but 1. This is cosec square theta. So you can see that this is 625 by 100. This I will take on the other side. This is the value of cosec square theta. Since I am only interested in values, then you can see that cosec theta will be equal to 25 by 10 into 2. If I divide by 5, this will become 5, this will become 2. Answer is 5 by 4. So in a triangle, if I draw a small triangle, this angle is theta. And this is 5 and this is 4. This side will become 3. So if I want to find the value of tan theta, it is going to be nothing but 4 by 3. So we have got the slope. Once you have got the slope, in the second I can write the equation in the third part. So equation becomes y minus 0 by x minus 1 is equal to 4 by 3. So equation comes out to be nothing but 3y is equal to 4x minus 4. So 4x minus 3y minus 4 is equal to 0. Now if you want to get the value of OR, I will apply perpendicular distance formula from origin. So it comes out to be 4 divided by root of a square plus b square, that is 4 by 5. So we have got the value of OR, we have got the value of PQ. I can apply the formula and get the answer. Now in this 2023 question, it is talking about a focal chord PQ for again a standard parabola. So if I have this PQ, it is something like this, because also they have told the ordinate of P is positive, and then there is a point M on this line such that PM is to MQ is nothing but ratio 3:1. This is given. I have been also given the length of PQ. So PQ is given as nothing but 100. Now what they want us to then, which of the following does not lie on the line passing through M and perpendicular to PQ. So now you can see that if I want to write the equation of line that is passing through M and perpendicular to PQ, so in order to get this line, I will have to know the value of M and slope of PQ. If I know these two things, I will be able to write this line, and then after doing this, I can check the options to get the right answer. So you can see that all of this is possible by getting M. Now if I want to get M, since it involves applying distance formula, I need to know the points P and Q. Now for doing that, after doing this first part, I should go towards this length. So length had two formulas, if you remember. One was nothing but 4a cosec square theta, another was nothing but a into t plus 1 by t whole square. This is given as 100. So if you have this point is nothing but t and this point is nothing but minus 1 by t, because t1 t2 is equal to minus 1. Correspondingly, now let us write the value of a. Since the equation is given as 36, if I divide this, so you can see that the value of a comes out to be 9. So a in this question is given as 9. So a is 9, let us put it here. T plus 1 by t whole square is 100. So if I solve this, t plus 1 by t will come out to be nothing but plus minus 10 by 3. I am taking plus sign because t is positive, so 1 by t will also be positive. So there is no point taking this negative sign. Let us remove this negative sign. Once I have done this, now I can solve this equation. So, and there is no need to solve. If I just take t equal to 3, you can see that by observation only you can solve it. 3 plus 1 by 3 will become 10 by 3. Once I have got this, I have got one of the endpoints. So I have got the value of p. P is nothing but 80 square 280. So if I want to write this point, this is nothing but 9. T square will also become 9. 2 into 9 into 3. So if I want to, this will become 18. This becomes 27 into 2, 54. So we have got the first point. If I want to write the another point, that is nothing but q. It is nothing but a by t square minus 2a by t. Again we can put the points here, and this will become 1 by 3 square, comma, minus 2 into 9 by 3. And if I simplify, this point comes out to be nothing but 1, comma, minus 6. So then check my calculation as well. Once you have got the point, in the next step, we are going to apply section formula. We can apply section formula to get the value of m. Once we have got the value of m, you can see that we can get the equation of the line. And once you have got the equation of the line, we can check the options. So you can follow these two steps to get to the final answer. If I look into this 2024 question says that the length of the focal chord PQ of this parabola be 15 units. If the distance of PQ from the origin is P, what is the value of 10p square? Now we can see that we have just done this question. What will be the steps in doing this question? Using PQ, we will find the value of cosec theta. Using cosec theta, we will find the value of tan theta and the slope of line. Once you have got the slope of the line, using slope and focus, we will write the equation of PQ. Then in the third step, we can apply distance formula. Perpendicular distance formula to get the value of P. Once we have P, we can find the value of 10p square. So using these four steps, we can easily solve this question. Again, this 2024 question says that suppose AB is the focal chord of this parabola of length L and slope is smaller than root 3. If the distance of the chord AB from the origin is D, find the value of LD square. So you can see that it is almost the same question. There is no difference with this. Earlier we were finding the value of D. Now they are asking LD square. So same four steps that we followed in the question before that can also be applied in this question. Now the next type of problems are problems based on chord bisected. The midpoint of the chord is given. You can see that in all such questions, whether they are from parabola, ellipse, hyperbola or circles, we can apply a common condition, that is t is equal to s1. So for example, if we have a curve like y square is equal to 4x, I can get the value of t like we used to get the equation of tangent. So y square will become y by 1. We will take it on the left hand side. This will become twice of a x plus x1. So we will replace y by y square by y by 1, x by x plus x1 by 2. And s1 is nothing but in the same equation, we will replace x and y by x1 and y1. So y1 square minus 4ax1. We are going to use this idea to solve a lot of questions. Now important thing about this equation is it can be applied to standard form, translated form, oblique form, every kind of equation of a parabola. Now let us look into this question that was asked in 2024. Question says that PQ is the chord of this parabola and the midpoint of PQ is 4, 1. You can see that it is a very straightforward question. They have given us a parabola. They haven't given us the midpoint of the chord, that is 4, 1. So using t is equal to s1, I will be able to write the equation. Let me write it. So this will become y1 minus 12 times x plus x1 by 2. S1 if I write, it will become y1 square minus 12x1. Now let us put the value of x1 by 1, that is 4, 1. So this becomes 1, this becomes 6, this becomes 4, this becomes 1, this becomes 4. So you can see that this becomes y minus 6x minus 24. This is nothing but 1 minus 48. So if I cancel this out, it will also become 24. So y minus 6x is equal to minus 23. Now what I can do is I can check the options and get the answer. So what they're saying is which of the following point lies on this. So you can check the options, you can substitute them and get the answer. The right of question answer is nothing but B. So I will only check this point. So if I check this point, substitute here, you can see that the value of y is nothing but minus 20. So the left hand side becomes minus 20, 6 into 1 by 2. So left hand side comes out to be nothing but minus 23. That is equal to right hand side. Moving forward, this 2024 question again says that now they are involving two curves here. They are saying that alpha comma beta be a point on this parabola. So first let us draw this. So this is the point on this parabola. Y square is equal to 4x. So this point is P and this is alpha comma beta. And second, what they are saying is this P point also lies on the chord which is bisected. So this is another parabola we are talking about. This also lies on a parabola that is bisected at a point 1, 5 by 4. So let us see that this is a chord bisected 1, 5 by 4. This P also lies on this chord. So what we are going to do is we are going to satisfy this point P in this equation of the chord and get the answer. But before doing so, we are going to do one more smart thing. Since this point lies on this curve, we can write this in terms of parametric coordinates as AT square 280. This will simplify the calculation. A here is 1, so point will become T square 2T. Now we will write the equation of the chord bisected. So it is going to become x1 minus 4 times y plus y1 is nothing but x1 square minus 8y1. So we are going to substitute the value. So it becomes x and this is y plus 5 by 4. This is nothing but 1 minus 8 into 5 by 4. So if you simplify, this becomes x minus 4y minus 5. This becomes 1 minus 10. So answer to this question, this right hand side becomes minus 9. So x minus 4y plus 4 will be equal to 0. So this is the equation. Now the next part we are going to satisfy this point into it. Then the step 3, let us put it here and get the value of alpha and beta. So if I put it here, this becomes t square. This was 4y, so becomes 8t and plus 4 is equal to 0. It is going to be nothing but 8 plus minus root of b square minus 4ac. So it will become 64 minus 4 AC by 2a. If I simplify this, I get the value of t. So it becomes plus minus root of, if I divide by 2, this will become 16. This will become 4. So this is nothing but 4 plus minus root 1. Any one value of t would do. We do not need to engage with all the values of t. In the fourth step, let us take one of the values, that is 4 plus root 12. You can see that corresponding to this alpha becomes t square, that is 4 plus root 12 whole square, and corresponding to this beta becomes nothing but 2t, that is 2 into 4 plus root 12. You can find these values, put in the expression and get the answer. 10th type of problems are nothing but problems based on reflection property. Now the reflection property of parabola is very strong. Idea is that a ray parallel to the axis will pass through the focus. So if this is how it is, a parabola, and if I take a line parallel to x-axis, it will reflect, pass through the focus. If it passes through the focus after reflection, it will become parallel. So these are two very powerful ideas that we need to remember for solving a question. Now there is this one question that was asked in 2022 that does not take care of this idea. It is just talking about P1 be a parabola whose vertex is 3, 2. So let us plot this down. The vertex is 3, 2. So this is 3, 2. This is vertex and the focus is 4, 4. You can see that 4, 4 would be somewhere here. This is nothing but focus. If I join the focus with the vertex, you get the axis of the parabola. And if I draw the curve, this is how the curve looks like. this is what is happening. Now the question says that in the next part, P2 be its mirror image with respect to the line y x is equal to 2y plus 6. Now interesting thing, before you do anything in this first part would be to find the slope of this line. If you write the equation or you find the slope of this line, you will understand that y minus 2 by x minus 3 will be equal to 4 minus 2 by 4 minus 3, and this comes out to be 4 minus 2 by x minus 3 would be equal to 2 by 1. So y minus 2 will be equal to 2x minus 6, or y is nothing but 2x minus 4. So you can see that this line and the line that is given in the question, that is x plus 2y equal to 6, both of them are perpendicular to each other. The slope of our line that we got from here is nothing but 2. If you write the slope of this line, it is going to be nothing but minus 1 by 2. So they are perpendicular to each other. And once I have understood this, in the second point, what is going to happen is, let us figure out the point where this axis is going to be intersected by the directrix. So this is my curve, this is my focus, this is 4, 2, 4, 4. This is the vertex, this is 3, 2. This is the point where directrix is cutting. So this is S, this is V. Let us take this as nothing but R. So I want to find this point R. So you can see that it is going to be the midpoint. So I can take this as x1, y1 and apply bisection formula. 4 by 2 will be equal to 3. So x1 comes out to be 6 minus 4. This would be nothing but 2. And if I find y1, y1 plus 4 divided by 2 will be equal to 2. So y1 comes out to be 0. So you can see that this point is nothing but 2, 0. So that would mean if my line is going to be something like this, this is the point R, and this point is nothing but 2, 0. Now if I want to write the equation of the line that is given to me, so what is going to happen is, with respect to this line, this will get reflected and this will be on the other side. So if I do it in the next step, now if you want to write the equation of directrix in the third step, it is going to become x plus 2y is equal to c. For finding c, will satisfy this point and get the correct directrix. So 2 plus 0 will be equal to c. So in this case, the equation of the old directrix comes out to be x plus 2y is equal to 2. Now in the fourth step, the new directrix, since it is also parallel, will become 2x plus y is equal to c dash. So the distance between this and x plus 2y is equal to 6, and x plus 2y is equal to 2, and x plus 2y is equal to 6 would be same. Using this condition, we will be able to find the value of c dash. To apply perpendicular distance formula between two parallel lines and get the answer. Now this next question says that a ray of light coming along the line y is equal to b. Now this question I have included from my side because it is not being asked and can be asked in the exam. So you have been given a parabola. What they are saying is a ray of light coming along the line y is equal to b. So you can see that y is equal to b ke along there is a line that is coming. So this is y is equal to b. It is coming like this. Strikes a concave mirror whose intersection with the xy plane is a parabola. Find the equation of the reflected ray after first reflection. If this get reflected, it will pass through the focus. So this point, that is the focus, is nothing but a, 0. First idea would be to find the value of this PQ, and then what they're asking next thing is to find the value of this orange line. Now that we have. So this line L1 and this is nothing but line L2. So if I want to find the equation of L1, in the first part what I have got is 2 points. You can see that the y coordinate of this is b, x coordinate I don't know. So for finding that, I can put the value of b there. So if I substitute the equation, b square will be equal to 4ax. So x is nothing but b square by 4a. Once you have got this point, now you can see that on this line L1 that you have here, you have got this point, one end, that is nothing but b square by 4a, comma b square, comma b. And you can see that we have got the point P. We also know this point S. This is nothing but a, 0. So you can apply 2-point form to find the equation of the line. So that becomes x minus 0 by x minus a is equal to b minus 0 by b square by 4a minus. This is the first equation. If I want to write the equation of L2, see now we will require one more point this, and it will be parallel to the axis. Equation we know will be y is equal to constant, but constant part I don't know. For finding that, I will require the coordinate of point Q, and for doing that I can apply the condition of focal chord, because this chord has now become a focal chord PQ. So what we have is T1 T2 is equal to -1. So I have taken parametric coordinates of this point as a T1 square, 2a T1, and for this point I have considered it as a T2 square, 2a T2. So using this, now if you find the value of T1, you can see that 2a T1 is equal to b. So T1 comes out to be b by 2a. Now from here T2 is nothing but -1 by T1. So it comes out to be nothing but -2a by b. Once you have got this, now for this part you can see that y is equal to whatever is this value, this will become the value of c. So in the third step, y will be equal to nothing but 2a T2. So 2a into T2 if I find, it is going to become -2a by b. So the second ray after second deflection becomes -4a square by b. In this manner we can solve this question. You can see that it uses the concept of focal chord and reflection both at the same time, to a very good question. Now let us look into the last problem type, that is type 11, questions based on parabola and circles interaction. Now let us look into this question. 2020, the most of this question will either talk about common chord, common tangent, or some other condition that is related to both the parabolas, or a parabola and a circle. The question says that the lattice rectum of this parabola be the common chord of the circle C1, C2, each having radius 2 root 5. So if I draw two circles of equal radii, this is how they will look like, and they are talking about us finding the distance between the centers of the circle C1 and C2. So this is C1, this is C2, this distance they want us to find. What has been told is this line, let us say that PQ is nothing but the lattice rectum of this parabola. So if I want to find the length of PQ, it should be equal to 4a. In this case a is 1, so this becomes 4. So they have given you this length. Let us take this point as R. So if I join this point with center C1, you can see that you are getting a right angle triangle. And because of the symmetry, if this distance is d, this will become d by 2. Once you have got this, you also know the radius of the circle, that is given as 2 root 5. And now length of lattice rectum is nothing but 4, so half of this will become 2. So using Pythagoras theorem, you can easily solve this question. So in one step, you are able to get the answer. 2 root 5 whole square will be equal to d square by 4 plus 2 square. So this becomes nothing but 4 into 5 is equal to d square by 4 plus 4. So this will become 16 into 4 is equal to d square. So value of d becomes 4 into 2, that is nothing but 8. So option A matches the description. If I look at this 2024 question, it talks about a circle that touches this parabola and this set of lines at the same time. So if I draw a diagram, this is how it is going to look like. It is touching the circle here at this point. Let us call this point as P, the center as C, and then it is touching these two lines here. Now you can use a lot of geometry here in order to solve this question. Let us do it one by one. So first, if I just look at the lines, so if these lines are touching this, so this angle is nothing but 60 degree based on slope of line. This angle will become 30 degree. If I take the radius of circle to be R, and this is C, this is origin, then this triangle OCB, if I apply sine of 30 degree, it is going to be nothing but CB by OC. This is 1 by 2. Let us say CB is nothing but R. So you can see that the value of AC comes out to be 2R. So by doing this, now we have figured out that the center of this circle from this point of view is going to be 0, 2R. In the next part, that is the third part, if I observe from the parabola's point of view, then you can see that this length is 6. This part would be nothing but R. this center will become 6 minus r. So this is nothing but 0 comma 6 minus r. If I compare the values from the first and second part, from the first part the y coordinate was 2r, from the second it is 6 minus r. You can see that 3r will be equal to 6, the value of r comes out to be 2. So now in the next step, in the fourth step, what we have got is nothing but an equation of circle. It becomes x minus 0 whole square plus y minus 2r will become 4 whole square. Radius is 2, so 2 square. We have got the equation of the circle. Check the options to get the correct answer. Option D satisfies. Now this 2024 question talks about shortest distance. Now this concept of shortest distance we have learnt in AOD. So probably they do not want us to do this question using coordinate geometry, they want us to do it using AOD. So I will tell you both the approaches, the coordinate geometry approach and AOD approach. So if I first want to do it using coordinate geometry, because it is going to be a shorter solution, the way out is, whenever you want to find shortest distance is along the common normal. Now, normal in case of circle, if you draw normal at any point, tangent and normal will always pass through the center. So the thing that we need to do in this question is, first step, find normal, equation of normal of parabola, and second it is going to pass through center of circle. If I apply these two steps, I will get this point on the parabola. Then if I apply distance formula, I will get my answer. Let us apply these steps. So if I want to do this one, I am going to write the equation of parabola in normal, equation of normal. So y is equal in parametric form. So y is equal to minus tx plus 2at plus 80 cube. This is nothing but equation of normal. If I write it down, so it will become minus tx. A comes out to be 1. So this will become t plus t cube. Now see, in the second step, this is going to pass through center of this circle. If you find center of this circle, it is going to be 2, 8. So we can satisfy 2, 8 here. So 8 comes here, minus 2t plus t cube. So this will become t cube is equal to 8, or the value of t comes out to be 2. Once you have this, in the step 3, we are going to find the point at square, 2at. So you have got the point on the parabola. A is 1, so this becomes 4, 4. In the fourth step, we will apply distance formula and get the answer. So distance of center was 2, 8. This point is 4, 4. So if I find the distance between them, the value of d square is going to be the difference of x coordinates, so 2 square. So answer comes out to be 16 plus 4, that will be equal to 20. So option C satisfies. Now let us say that I want to solve the same question but using calculus, because they do not want us to do this question using coordinate geometry, because all of these things are out of syllabus now. So they can defend their answer in this manner that, now in order to find the equation of the parabola, normal of the parabola, so if I have a point as at square 2at, that will become t square 2t since a is 1. And I want to find the equation of normal here. The equation of normal can be found by finding the slope of this curve. So if I differentiate dy by dx would be equal to 4. So dy by dx, the slope of tangent at this point would be equal to 2 by y. That will become 2 by 2t, so it becomes 1 by t. So if I want to find the slope of normal, it comes out to be minus t. We have figured this out using AOD. The second step, if I write the equation of tangent, it is going to become y minus 2t by x minus t square. This is equal to minus 1 by t, minus t. So if you write the equation, it comes out to be y is equal to minus tx plus t cube plus 2t, or in simple language, y is equal to minus tx plus 2t plus t cube. Now here we can see that we have used the concept of tangents and normals. In the next step, that is the third step, now this will pass through the center. So center in this case is 2, 8. So we will put 2, 8 here. So this will become 8. This will become minus 2t plus 2t plus t cube. Both of them will get cancelled out. T comes out to be 2. Once you have got this, you have got the point. One point that is center is 2, 8. Another one is t square 2t becomes 4, 4. I can apply distance formula and get the answer. We can see that this method we can also use calculus to solve the question. Now in this 2024 question, they say that the line perpendicular to this line, see, since you know the slope of this line is 2, the line perpendicular to this will have slope as nothing but minus 1 by 2. Now if this line with this slope minus 1 by 2 is touching the parabola at a point P, this is what is given to us, then the distance of the point P from the center. So see, finding the distances applying distance formula, that is not tough. I need to find this point P. So in the next step, since this is the slope of tangent, so what I can do is I can differentiate this. So twice of y dy by dx will come out to be nothing but 4. Now they have given the slope of the tangent as nothing but minus 1 by 2. So 2 times minus 1 by 2 will be equal to 4. So this gets cancelled out. Y becomes minus 4. Since y is minus 4, in the next step, third step, we can get the value of x by satisfying it in the equation. So 16 will become 4 times x minus 9. This gets cancelled out. This becomes 4. So x will be equal to nothing but 13. So for finding the distance from the center is at nothing but 7, 4. And this point is nothing but 13, minus 4. I can now apply distance formula. So distance comes out to be nothing but difference between x coordinates would be nothing but 6. So 6 square. Distance between y coordinate would be nothing but 8. So 8 square. So it is 36 plus 64. That would be root of 100. So the distance comes out to be 10 units. Now this 2024 question talks about a circle and a parabola. And what they have given is, if I draw this circle, and let us draw the circle and parabola. So this is the circle, this is the parabola. Now what is happening is, there is a chord of this circle getting bisected. So if I draw the chord of the circle, let us say it is like this. You can see that this chord of the circle is getting bisected at this point. So this is getting bisected, and it is also given that this point is nothing but alpha, 0. Now what they are saying is, this might be possible for 3 such chords. Then what is the range in which alpha lies? So let us do this question, primarily an equation based question. So what you are going to do is, since this is a point of bisection and it is a point on the parabola, so let us take a general coordinates 80 square 280. In parametric form, if I take this point, a is nothing but 2, so this becomes 2 square, 40. Once you have got this point, since it is a chord bisected, in the second equation we are going to apply t is equal to s1. So t equal to s1 in this case would become, this is we are applying for the circle. The equation of circle is x square plus y square is equal to 4. So t will become x1 plus y is equal to s1. That would be nothing but x1 square plus y1 square minus 4. Now x1 y1 is nothing but 80 square 280. Let us put it here. So this will become x into 2t square plus y into 4t minus 4. This will be equal to nothing but 2t square whole square plus 4t whole square minus 4. So 4 gets cancelled out. Now they are saying that this is not the end of it. This gets satisfied by alpha, 0. So let us put alpha, 0 in it. So if I put alpha, 0, this becomes alpha. So this will become 2 alpha t square plus 0 is equal to nothing but 4t raised to the power 4 plus 16t square. So if I figure out the value of 2 alpha t square, it is going to be nothing but 4 I can take common, t square plus 4 into t square gets cancelled out. So you can see that alpha is equal to 2 times t square plus 4. Moving forward, you can see that the minimum value that t square can take is 0. So you can see that alpha will always be greater than or equal to nothing but 8. Another thing is, see, this could also have happened if the point has lie outside the circle. So the next condition that we are going to lie is point should lie inside the circle. So if I apply the condition for it lying inside the circle, S1 should be smaller than 0. Its equation of circle is x square plus y square is equal to 4. The point should lie inside. So if I put 2t square ka whole square plus 4t whole square minus 4 should be smaller than 0. If I simplify this, 4 we will remove. So t square, t raised to the power 4, 4t square minus 1 should be smaller than 0. So from here, if I check the range, let us see what do we get. So t square, the roots will be nothing but minus 4 plus minus, so minus we do not need to consider, b square minus 4ac plus 4 by 2. So 2 will get cancelled out. So it is nothing but minus 2 plus root 5. So this is the value of t square. We can get the other endpoint by putting a t square is nothing but minus 2 plus root 5. So alpha was nothing but t square, alpha is nothing but 2 times t square plus 4. So if I put this value, I get another extreme value. So this will become 2 times, if I add 4, this becomes 2 plus root 5. Now you can see that you have got both the extreme values. You have got the value of p, that is nothing but 8. You have got the value of q, that is nothing but 2 times 2 plus root 5. We have got both the values p plus q, p and q. Correspondingly, we can find the answer. This 2024 question is a very interesting question. It talks about a line that passes through the point of intersection of this circle and this parabola. So in the first part, if I draw it, this is my circle, this is my parabola. They are talking about this point in the first quadrant, it is mentioned. So this is my point P. So how to find this point? So I will take the equation of circle x plus y square is equal to 3 and substitute the value of x square from this equation. So this becomes 2y plus y square is equal to 3. From observation, you can see that y is equal to 1. You can see that this point, if I take y is equal to 1, x will become root 2. So this point is root 2 comma 1. This is the first part. In the second part of the question, what they are saying is, there are two circles with their centers on the y-axis. So let us say that this is on the y-axis, this is the center, and it touches the line L. Now line L we have already figured out, would be nothing but root 2x. Now we do not know the value of alpha. This can be figured out by substituting that point P. So if I do so, it is root 2 into root 2 plus 1 is equal to alpha. As a result, alpha comes out to be 3. So this equation of line becomes root 2x plus y is equal to 3. Now this center is at the y-axis. Center is at the y-axis. So we will call this point as 0 comma y. So if I want to get this perpendicular distance should be equal to r. So if I perpendicular distance formula, this will become 0 plus y minus 3 comma mod by root of root 2 square will become 2, 1 square will become 1. This should be equal to radius and that is given as 2 root 3. If I simplify, y minus 3 comma mod is equal to 2 into 3 comes out to be 6. So y minus 3 comma mod is equal to 6. So if I clear it up, it can open with plus sign, y comes out to be 9. And if I open up with a negative sign, y comes out to be minus 3. So you can see that you have got 2 points now. So there are two such circles possible, one here and one below. So if I write this down, the possible values of this is nothing but 0 comma 9 and the below one would be nothing but 0 comma minus 3. Now what they are saying is, if I take a point P, so this is Q1, this is Q2, this center, they want us to tell the area of this triangle. So let me highlight the triangle. Now in order to get that, in the third step, I can apply half of base. So base would become 9. So the distance of the base will become 12, q1, q2. Into height would become nothing but the x coordinate here. And you can see that the x coordinate of the point was root 2. So answer becomes 6 root 2. So finally the square of delta or the area becomes nothing but 36 into 2. That is nothing but 72. If you like this video, you will also like PracBee's unique one-on-one last mile journey program. In this program, we sit with the student, understand their preparation till this point of time. And based on that, in step 2, we write a customized planner just for you to help you optimize your marks in JEE Mains exam based on whatever preparation you have done. In the step 3, we sit with you one-on-one by a set of faculties aligned by PracBee and help you implement the customized plan that we wrote for you. Students have come to us with limited no or good preparation and all have been able to score their marks to a large extent. Ashish, using this program, was able to improve his fortunes by lot, starting from 95 percentile in JEE Mains attempt 2 to getting selected for mechanical in IIT Madras. Ditya, over a period of time, was able to crack into JEE Advanced using this program. If you think that this seems interesting to you, click on the link below in the description, fill the required details and somebody from my team will get in touch with you.